In this demonstration video, I'm going to show you how to correctly cut with an X-Acto knife. What you might need is a pencil to draw with, a ruler, an X-Acto knife, and it might come with a cover like this, cutting mats, and whatever you're cutting with, or cutting out. So I don't need to draw anything, so I'm taking my ruler and my pencil away. And I'm moving this so my camera can focus. And now all I have left is my Exacto knife. So I'm going to bring this up close so you can see more details. There we go. Okay, so let me explain the parts of the Exacto knife. So this right here is a grip. This little stipply part that's different than this smooth metal. This is where you're going to rest your finger against when you cut out something. Okay. Then you have your blade right here on top. Okay. There are two different sides of your blade. Let me go up closer. Okay. You have this right here, this on the left side. Okay. You cannot cut on that side. The side that is shinier or is at an angle right here, that's the side you cut on. Okay. There's also a very sharp tip at the top, hopefully. Some of my Exacto knives do not have a sharp tip. When you cut, do not press on that tip. What will happen is that tip will break off and you might get metal in your skin, which won't be good. And then while you're cutting, this could drag across your paper and make your cut look horrible. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you how to take this blade out, just in case it's dull. Okay, some of my blades are kind of old, so it might be a dull blade, and that's why your cutting isn't going very well. So when you cut, you're cutting on this edge of the blade, not this edge. Okay, and then you're going to hold it in your hand however it's comfortable. Okay, it's kind of comfortable like this for me, sometimes like this. Hold it however comfortable it feels. Okay, so I'm going to bring my cutting mat back up. Okay, so this is my picture. I'm just cutting out this little rectangle. Nothing too fancy. Now, I like to hold this to move the cutting mat at an angle because I think it's more comfortable than cutting straight up and down. Just push this to however comfortable it feels. So if you think cutting at an angle like this is easier than cutting down, do it however you feel comfortable. So I've already made a cut in here. I got a hole. Let me stick my blade in here so you can kind of see. Yeah, I've got a cut. So I'm going to cut another one. I'm going to cut on this side. And I'm holding my Exacto knife as comfortable as it seems to me. Okay, and then I'm just kind of using it sort of like a pencil. But I'm pressing down, like I'm pressing down a fair amount. And by doing that, that means I'm cutting all the way through the paper. Some materials are so thick that you'll have to go over it multiple times to cut through all the way. So I cut through mine all the way. Okay, I'm just going to do the rest. And my Exacto knife is not like this. It's not straight up and down. It's kind of at an angle towards the table. If you do it up and down, that means you're cutting with the tip of the Exacto knife, and then that's just not going to work very well for you. Okay, let's see if I went through. Nope. Sometimes getting corners is kind of hard. You have to go over it a few times to get all the way through the paper. Okay, now I only have one side left. Don't use so much force that you're going to be afraid that it's the end. It's going to come all the way through and you're going to hit yourself with the blade. Just enough pressure to cut all the way through. You'll feel it. You'll feel it go through your paper. So I just cut out my rectangle. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, another way that you could could cut. I'm going to show this to you. You don't necessarily have to do it. This is just what I like to do because I like to be a little more precise with my cutting. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, so if you're a perfectionist like me, you might do this too. So I'm just going to cut out this little square. So what I do to make sure it's completely straight is I'm going to use my ruler as a thing to press my blade up against. So like I'm pressing the blade against the ruler. Okay, and then I'm still holding the X-Acto knife the same way. I'm just pressing against the ruler so that it's completely straight. I'm not like cutting crookedly. Okay, then I'm going to do this side. And I'm not cutting up and down. I'm not pressing the tip into the cutting mat. Please cut up with a cutting mat, because if you don't, you can mess up the blade even more than it might already be. And then you're cutting into my table and leaving grooves where when you draw, those grooves might show up on your paper, and that's not good. Let's see if this works. Oh, okay, there's another one. So right now I just showed you 2 ways to cut. You can just cut on a line, and then you could use a ruler to cut straight lines. Okay, I hope this helps you with your X Acto knives.